Picture the Sahel in West Africa, where red earth scorches under a blazing sun. Farmers like Mariam watch crops rot on rugged roads, and outsiders haul away the land's riches. But what if I told you? Ibrahim Traoré sparked a revolution, building a railway to link Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and seize Africa's future. This is Traoré's Sahel Railway, Africa's shocking revolution. In the next 20 minutes, you'll uncover three incredible things. 1. How a railway shattered colonial chains. 2. Practical lessons to build strong communities from Sahel to America. 3. A dream of African unity inspiring the globe. This story will make you want to act now. Ever seen someone turn hardship into opportunity? Share it in the comments. I'm dying to know. But first, let's step into the Sahel's past of stolen wealth. Long ago in West Africa's Sahel, where red earth stretched under a scorching sun, nations like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger brimmed with gold, uranium, and crops. Yet their people lived in poverty. Their riches were hauled away by outsiders through rugged roads and foreign-controlled ports, leaving communities like Mariam's with shattered dreams. From glittering gold mines, only pain remained. Doesn't that feel unfair? Picture Mariam, a mango farmer in Burkina Faso. Each year she harvests hundreds of pounds of sweet fruit, but bad roads ruin half her crop before it reaches the port. UN reports say 70% of Mali's gold profits flow overseas through foreign-run ports, leaving miners and farmers with scraps. Colonial trade routes built to drain resources left no chance for the Sahel to thrive. It's like Native American communities in the U.S., stripped of resources with little gain. Many countries like Niger kept relying on foreign ports, losing 80% of profits by not building their own systems. But Mariam and millions like her refused to give up on a fairer future. Here's the lesson. You can't build wealth when your roads lead to someone else's pocket. So what happens when a group of leaders decides to break these chains? Ever seen a community lose its riches? Share it in the comments to spread the story. But right now, let's dive into how the Sahel Alliance was born, coming right up. Then one day in the Sahel, as riches were stolen and dreams choked, three young leaders, Ibrahim Traoré, Assimi Goïta, and Abdourahmane Chiani, stood up to break colonial chains. They formed the Sahel Alliance, ousted French troops, and launched a 200-mile railway to link Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger to their own seaport, sparking economic freedom and African pride. From forgotten roads, an alliance rose. Isn't that extraordinary? Picture Goïta growing up in a Mali village where crops rotted for lack of roads to ports. In 2023, he joined Traoré and Chiani to form the Sahel Alliance, a pledge to protect each other and build a future. They expelled French troops once dominant in the region and mapped a railway to carry gold crops straight to a port they control. ECOWAS reports say this cut transport costs by 50% by bypassing foreign ports. It's like U.S. states uniting to build highways for independence, but here the Sahel fights a colonial legacy. Many countries like Senegal clung to foreign militaries, losing economic control. The Sahel Alliance did it differently, putting people first. Here's the lesson. When you unite for freedom, you build the power to shape your future. So what happens when one leader turns this alliance into a bold dream? Ever seen someone stand up for their community? Tag a friend in the comments who'd love this story. But right now, let's dive into Ibrahim Traoré's fearless vision coming right up. Because of that, in the Sahel, as the Sahel Alliance rose to break colonial chains, A young man, Ibrahim Traoré, stepped up with a bold vision not just to build a railway, but to forge African pride. He called on the African diaspora to invest in their homeland, partnered with BRICS, and rejected debt traps leading Burkina Faso and its allies toward economic freedom. From dreams held captive, one leader lit a flame of liberty. Isn't that extraordinary? Picture Ibrahim Traoré in a simple army uniform standing before a crowd in Ouagadougou in 2024, declaring Africa must solve its own problems. His words inspired 5,000 African Americans to invest $1 million in the Sahel Railway, per economic reports. He turned down debt trap loans, partnering with BRICS to fund 30% of the project with no strings attached. It's like Elon Musk rallying investors for Tesla in America, but here Traoré fights for sovereignty. Many leaders, like those in Chad, stumbled by taking loans with harsh terms, stalling progress. Traoré did it differently, trusting his people and fair partners. Here's the lesson. When you lead with heart and vision, your people will build the future with you. So what happens when this vision becomes real? Tracks. Ever seen a leader spark inspiration? Share this video on social media to spread the story. But right now, let's dive into the railway plan, transforming the Sahel, coming right up. Because of that, as Ibrahim Traoré lit the flame of self-reliance in the Sahel, a 200-mile railway plan was drawn, linking farms, gold mines, and cities of Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, to a port they control. Powered by solar energy, creating 38,000 jobs. This railway isn't just moving goods, it's carrying dreams of prosperity for millions. From barren fields, tracks paved a way to tomorrow. Isn't that extraordinary? Picture Ali, a 22-year-old welder in Mali. Once jobless, he now works on the railway, earning enough to send his sister to school. Project reports say this railway will slash transport times from weeks to 2 to 3 days, boosting farmer and miner incomes by 40%. The tracks start in Liptako Gourma, rich with gold lithium, run through Burkina Faso's cotton fields to a new Niger port. Unlike colonial routes, it uses clean energy-saving fuel costs. It's like Amtrak's revival in America, but here the Sahel builds a cultural and economic lifeline. Many projects like Nigeria's railway failed using costly diesel hiking costs and pollution. The Sahel did it differently, prioritizing people and the planet. Here's the lesson. When you build for your people, not just profit, entire communities thrive. So what happens when this railway weaves Sahel's culture into every station? Ever tried something to help your community? Try a small action today and share it in the comments. But right now, let's dive into how the Sahel Railway became a cultural icon. Coming right up. As the Sahel Railway's 200-mile plan took shape, it wasn't just steel tracks linking Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, but a cultural journey weaving the soul of Mossi Dogon Fulani into every station. With vibrant murals and announcements in local languages, this railway became a proud symbol, telling the story of a defiant Africa. From dusty red road stations turned into living art. Isn't that extraordinary? Picture Awa, a 22-year-old artist in Bam, Burkina Faso. She painted a Mossi Queen's mural on the main station, turning it into a living museum. Project design reports say stations are built in Mossi Dogon Fulani styles with curved roofs, traditional patterns, and announcements in local tongues, letting passengers feel history. As trains roll through Mali Dogon stations, tell of stars, while in Niger, Fulani stations echo vast grasslands. It's like New York's subway art, but here, the Sahel celebrates African heritage. Many projects like Ghana's railway ignored culture-building, soulless stations that lost community ties. The Sahel did it differently, making each station a song of pride. Here's the lesson. When you weave culture into progress, it lives forever in people's hearts. So what happens when this railway faces tough challenges? What art inspires your community? Share it on social media with hashtag Sahel Railway to spread the story. But right now, let's dive into how the Sahel overcame hurdles, coming right up. As the Sahel Railway began weaving Mossy Dogon Fulani culture into every station, the journey to build it wasn't easy. A shortage of engineers, lack of funds, and pressure from foreign powers threatened to stall the dream. But with grit and ingenuity, the Sahel's people turned hurdles into stepping stones, proving no obstacle could stop a united community. Under the Sahel's scorching sun, dust turned to victory. Isn't that extraordinary? Picture Fatima, a 24-year-old in Burkina Faso who knew nothing about engineering. When the railway project faced a shortage of 100 engineers, she joined a 6-month training and now leads a rail welding crew. Project reports say 200 youth were trained as engineers, and using local materials like cement stone cut costs by 20%. Foreign ports tried to block progress, but community forums and BRICS partnerships kept the project alive. It's like U.S. infrastructure projects beating budget cuts, but here the Sahel faced global pushback. Many projects like Togo's failed by letting foreign interference halt progress. The Sahel did it differently, leaning on community strength and relentless will. Here's the lesson. When you face challenges with unity, every dusty road leads to triumph. So what happens when this railway challenges the West? Ever done something to unite your community? Try hosting a small neighborhood meetup and share your idea in the comments. But right now, let's dive into how the Sahel changed the global game, coming right up. As the Sahel Railway became a vibrant cultural icon, it wasn't just an infrastructure project. It was a defiant stand against Western dominance. By bypassing French-controlled ports, partnering with BRICS, Russia, Iran, and putting people first, Ibrahim Traoré and the Sahel Alliance rewrote the rules, making the railway a symbol of African freedom and unity. From ports held captive, they carved a path to sovereignty. Isn't that extraordinary? Picture Traoré's 2024 speech before a roaring crowd in Ouagadougou. "We're not pawns. We're the players." His words shook global headlines, marking the Sahel's rejection of French ports, partnering with BRICS to boost regional GDP by 5% per economic forecasts. The railway sidesteps foreign ports, letting farmers and miners keep their profits. It's like U.S. startups challenging big tech, but here the Sahel fights for sovereignty. Many countries like Mali in the past stumbled by clinging to Western aid, slowing progress. The Sahel did it differently, choosing partners who respect their independence. Here's the lesson. When you pick partners who honor you, you don't just change the game, you shape the future. So what happens when this railway transforms communities? Ever inspired someone to act for their community? Try encouraging a friend to do something for your neighborhood and share the story in the comments. But right now, let's dive into how the Sahel Railway changed lives. Coming right up. As the Sahel Railway challenged the West and brought economic freedom, it also revived forgotten villages from Burkina Faso to Niger. With trains carrying goods twice as fast, new markets springing up and incomes rising. This railway isn't just steel, It's the heartbeat of millions of lives transformed. From silent villages, life burst into light. Isn't that extraordinary? Picture Mariam, a mango farmer in Bam village, Burkina Faso. Once bad roads ruined half her crop, but now, thanks to the railway, her mangoes reach port in 2 days, doubling her income. Project reports say villages along the tracks saw 40% income boosts from new markets and faster transport. Towns like those in Mali now buzz with shops and small factories sprouting along the rails. It's like rural U.S. towns revived by new highways, but here the Sahel blends economy with cultural pride. Many projects like Senegal's ignored rural areas, stalling growth. The Sahel did it differently, bringing opportunity to every village. Here's the lesson. When you build for the people, entire communities rise from the tiniest seeds. So what happens when this railway leads the Sahel to a bold new future? Ever done something to change your community? Try a small act like cleaning a park and share your story in the comments. But right now, let's dive into the Sahel's big dream coming right up. And so at last, as the Sahel Railway revived villages and challenged the world, it opened a future where Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger are linked not just by tracks, but by a dream of African unity. Aiming to boost Sahel GDP by 10% and connect 10 million people by 2040, this railway is a flame igniting a new dawn, inspiring from the Sahel to the globe. From steel tracks, Africa reached for the light. Isn't that extraordinary? Picture Ali, a welder in Mali, now dreaming his kids will ride trains to global markets by 2040. Economic forecasts say the Sahel Railway will lift regional GDP by 10%, bringing education, trade, and opportunity to 10 million people. Solar-powered trains from Liptako Gourma to Niger's port will make the Sahel a hub of African commerce. It's like America's 19th century transcontinental railroad. But here, the Sahel builds unity and African pride. Many projects like Ghana's stalled for lack of long-term vision, missing growth. The Sahel did it differently, planting seeds for a lasting future. Here's the lesson. When you dream big and build long, the future doesn't just come, it shines. Ready for a stronger, freer Africa? Hit subscribe and start a unity action like joining a community group. Then share your story in the comments with our Sahel Railway.